Hello, I'm Alissia Benveniste, and you're watching for basspleyersonly.com.
Hi everyone, John Liebman here. You're watching for bassplayersonly.com. On location today at the London Bass Guitar Show. Can you tell we are at a bass show? I'm here with our special guest today, Alissia Benveniste. Hello, Alissia.
Hi, John. Very nice to have you here.
Very nice to be interviewing you. I've seen you before. I've heard you play. I've seen you play, and it's an honor to have you in this chair to be interviewed on for basspleyersonly.com. You have a very interesting background, and I'd like to start from the beginning. I know you've lived in several places around the globe, but I'm interested in your initial exposure to music. You come from a musical family. Did you have parents and brothers and sisters that surrounded you with music? Were there certain records playing, or did you go to shows, and was there stuff on the radio, or anything like that? Keeping all that in mind, how would you describe your musical upbringing?
So, to start with, none of my family members are musicians. I'm the only musician in the family, but they're all music lovers. They always listen to music. But since I was very little, I used to listen to a lot of music, a lot of funk, from P-Funk to Bootsy Collins, Larry Graham, Prince, of course. I was very into that kind of music, and I always listened to bass lines. It was always something I really enjoyed to listen to, and next thing you know, I kind of ended up trying a bass out of a friend, and it felt really natural and felt really good, and I ended up buying a bass for myself, and that's how I kind of started playing bass. And after that, I started writing songs, arrangements, compositions, and I really enjoyed doing that as well.
So this was in what part of your life? Where were you living at the time that all this happened?
I was actually already in America.
Whereabouts?
In Boston.
Okay.
I started playing bass my second semester at Berklee.
You were already in Berklee, and you didn't start bass till second semester. So I think we skipped something. We have some gaps to fill in. What instrument or voice or singing? What were you doing musically when you entered Berklee?
So before that, I was living in Italy, in Milan. I was born in Geneva, Switzerland. I grew up a little bit there, and then I moved to Milan, Italy. And actually, Berklee organizes a 2-week workshop in Umbria Jazz Festival in Perugia. And I was playing piano at the time. I started playing piano at a very early age, and but the program was more so focused on jazz, and I played classical, on pop and different styles, but not really jazz. So I was a little bit scared that I would arrive there and be completely lost. So I was singing a little bit at the time, so I decided to sign up as a singer, and I got there, and of course I played piano and sang, and I received a great scholarship to attend Berklee, which I did, and I went directly to Berklee right after, and I felt a little bit lost in the voice department there, and I wanted originally to switch to piano, to have a piano focus, but I ended up, like I said, trying out a friend's bass, and completely fell in love with it, of course, and switched to bass.
Well, we're glad to have you down here on the dark side. Who were your bass teachers at Berklee?
Sorry?
Your bass teachers at Berklee.
Bass teachers. I studied a lot with Chris Laughlin, Lenny Stallworth, Oscar Stagnaro. Yeah.
Very good. Did you play upright at all?
Not really. I'm trying a little bit, very, very little bit, but not really. Not really. Okay. I'm trying to.
Well, what's keeping you busy now, or how did your career get rolling to get you to this point? What have you been up to since you left Berklee?
So while at Berklee, I actually was asked from Berklee to do a live video of an original song, and at the time I didn't really have a project, but I had a bunch of originals, and I decided to put on a band together really last minute, about a couple days before the video shoot, and the video went really great. It had a great feedback. It went viral and had a lot of views and a lot of buzz, which was a great turnout point for me, for people to hear my music and my playing. And since then, I actually started doing my own project, and that worked really well, which is Alissia and the Funketeers. I just released the EP.
Say that again so everybody got that.
Alissia and the Funketeers.
Alissia and the Funketeers.
and I just released an EP about a month ago. It's called Back to the Functure, and it's out on iTunes.
Love it.
And
You do have some of that Bootsy influence still in you, I could tell.
of course. I mean, you know, Bootsy, Larry, Louis Johnson, Paul Jackson are my top favorites.
You're speaking my language.
So after doing my own project, of course, while at Berkeley, I was doing a bunch of sessions, gigs, and as a bass player. And it was actually my time to kind of focus on myself finally and my own music, which was great. So I kind of brought it to the next level. We went on tour in Italy, and it was really fun. And now I'm basically recording and playing for other artists, for my own project as well. Doing a lot of different things here and there, mostly in the U.S., and I'm loving it. It's going great so far. A lot of great things. Yeah.
Well, good. Tell me about your equipment. I know you're using Dunlop and some others. Tell us about your basses, your amps, your strings, effects, things like that.
So as far as amp goes, I use Aguilar. I usually use the GS410 and the DB751. As far as strings, I use Dunlop, the stainless steel Super Bright. As far as cable, I use Mogami. I love Mogami cables. And as far as pedals, I use MXR, Aguilar, and I have a couple vintage pieces, actually. I love vintage pedals as well. And that's about it.
How about the future? Bass. Oh, bass, yes.
The bass, of course.
I forgot too, so...
As far as bass, I use a Lakeland and a mayonnaise bass.
A Lakeland and?
Mayonnaise.
Mayonnaise?
Mayonnaise.
Mayonnaise, okay.
I don't know how you pronounce it. Yeah, mayonnaise.
Okay, well, they know who you meant. How about the future, Alissia? You're so young. You've got a really early start on your career. It's quite admirable how you've come so far at such an early point in your career. But what about the future? I think you have so much more to give. You must have a list or at least a few things that you'd like to accomplish as your career continues to grow and unfold.
Absolutely. I mean, I definitely think that this is the beginning only. I'm really always trying to stay inspired. I write a lot. I play a lot. I'm actually writing my next project, which is going to be instrumental, more so bass focused. But as far as like writing, I'm doing a bunch of collaborations with different artists, which is really going great, and I'm very excited for new music.
Anybody you can mention that we might have heard of?
Probably. I don't want to say names yet because nothing have been. But
oh, we won't tell anybody.
But yeah, I have the band leader of Pleasure, the group Pleasure, Marlon McLean. I'm working with him. We're working some things out with Bootsy Collins, and so this is it's I'm very excited very honored that these people reached out to me and. As far as bass playing, I really hope to be playing with great artists and musicians who I really admire. That's really what keeps me inspired to play with, inspiring people and good music and something that will contribute to the future of the music,
Well, keep going. You're off to a great start. I'm sure there's lots more great stuff in store, and we look forward to seeing and hearing lots more from you. Last question, Alissia. What would you be if you were not a bass player? Something outside of music?
Oh, that's a very hard question. I've always, I speak different languages, so maybe something that has to do with languages, but I've always, liked psychology as well, so maybe something in that field, I would say.
That could help sometimes with music too. What's he going to play next? What's she going to do next? Well, great. Well, please keep us posted on the projects and all the things that you mentioned. Let us know, and we'll be sure to let them know on forbassplayersonly.com. Much luck, continued success to you. Keep doing what you're doing. Alissia Benveniste at the London. Thank you. At the London Bass Guitar Show with Alissia Benveniste. I just wanted to say it again because it's fun to say. I am John Liebman. You're watching for bassplayersonly.com.